Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and I'm a full-time Elliott Wave trader in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be a little longer than most because I have some alt requests that are going to be at the end, but I'm going to start off with Bitcoin. Again, I feel what Bitcoin decides to do here, the alts will follow. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the market and I intend to trade it. I don't usually bring up comments, but I had one recently that a person said, "Who else got wrecked after watching this video?" What I want to emphasize is not the comment, basically, is that the fact that someone got wrecked. I want to stress the importance of risk management. Risk management is probably the most important thing in trading. You should be calculating your position size based on your stop loss. The stop loss is majorly important, and calculating the amount of position that you take based off that stop loss is so extremely important. So with that said, I do have a video on how to calculate your risk, and I just want to emphasize that you should never ever be wrecked from watching any video on YouTube if you are using proper risk management. And also, no one has a crystal ball. The market is random. At any point, a market maker or news can hit, and what we thought was our bias towards account can easily be invalidated. And I do give clear invalidations, but most of all, please, guys, please use proper risk management. I don't like to see anyone get wrecked, regardless of the reasons why. All right, so I just wanted to get that off my chest. We're going to start off on the weekly time frame. If we close the candle the way it is now, it's going to be a really nice bullish candle. We have had other bullish candles that were like this, and we still turn to the downside. So please, guys, don't get one-sided again. We're going to go over what can happen here, but please, the market is very bullish at the moment. As this, people get very bullish very quick, is what I'm trying to say, and they get tunnel vision and they don't look at all sides. There's always a bull and a bear scenario. But with that said, this is a very good weekly candle that we're going to close here. On the weekly RSI, we've pivoted on the 50. If we can keep this pivot going, we have a really good chance of the bull scenario playing out. Okay, so let's move on. Now, I have gone over the corrections before, but I thought that I would go over it again here with this new up move that we've had. Okay, now we do have these gaps down here, and I have spoke about this before, that these gaps are a how am I want to put this? We all know they're there. We all know that eventually that most gaps get filled. And with that said, yes, I would like to see us not break this 29K bottom and go up for our big fifth wave. But honestly, I would rather see them filled now than later. Because if they're filled now and we stay out of the wave one territory, we never have to come back to them. And we never have to see these lower numbers again. So I personally would rather see them filled now and be done with them and get that gigantic fifth wave that we all want that will look like a gigantic bull run, rather than come back to this area later. Now, do they have to be filled? I guess not, but the history of Bitcoin, eventually they do get filled. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go over the corrections first and how we can go about these corrections, and then I'm going to go and do the bear scenario, or I'm sorry, the bull scenario last. Okay? So we're going to go over the triangle first. With the triangle, we need to turn this move that we've had here recently into an A, B, C. Then we've had this A, B, C to the upside, possibly. And then we need to come down with an A, B, C so that we make an entire three-wave move to the downside to get down to this C wave. The C wave cannot break the A. Then we move up in three waves. Then we move down in three waves. And then we need to take off with a 5-wave move and get on our way. That is the triangle scenario. Totally still on the table. Okay? I'm going to remove that one now. With the triangle scenario, we never break this bottom. We stay above it. The next one I'm going to go over is the white WXY. With the white WXY, we trend down correctively, meaning that we continue with these ABCs. Okay, we could even put a 5-wave in there, and then but basically we just keep trending downwards in a corrective manner. The whole move will eventually turn into an ABC. Can even be a WXY inside of here, which would get even more complex. But what it means is we continue to trend down correctively into, and I'll pull a fib extension on this one. We could stop at the 618. If we don't stop at the 618, the next target's the 1-to-1, next target's the 1.236, and then the last one would be the 1.382. And I would not see us ever break this last support that I talk about, but we would fill the gaps. But we would need to trend down correctively with a WXY or an ABC to the downside. Okay. Next one is two flats. One is a running flat in brown, and one is a expanded flat in blue. How we would get there. We would need to turn this whole move to the upside into a 3-wave move, and I've talked about this before. So basically, in the middle here, we would have a 3-wave. This would turn into a 3-wave to the downside, not breaking this bottom. And then we would go to the upside in a 3-wave move, coming right up into this expanded B pocket. Hitting the 1.618 with even a wick would invalidate these Bs, meaning they would be invalid and it would turn into the bull scenario, the mega bull. It could be, okay, done with this down move with just this ABC. And now we are making our move to the upside now in a 3-wave fashion. Breaking this bottom right here at 40,000 would invalidate this moving up now. It would mean that we're getting another ABC type correction to the downside. Okay? If we stay above it, then I see us trending to the upside now in this potential B wave. So it would turn this whole thing into a 3 wave that looks like this, that stops here and then trends to the upside. Or, and this is getting a little messy here, we make a 3 wave like this to the downside that's going to come deeper. But we cannot break this bottom. Both of those corrections would go to the upside in the exact same way. The only difference between the two is that the C wave of the running flat is not going to ever break this bottom, where the expanded flat would break the bottom of the A wave and come down and fill possibly these gaps. That's the only difference between the two. Now remember, if we come up into the 1.618 with even a wick, these B's are invalid. But I have to put them on the table because it is a very good possibility that we do make an A, B that has ended here, or that comes deeper, and then a C to the upside into that pocket, which creates the B's. Okay, let's take these two off. And let's talk about the bull scenario here. The bull scenario would mean that we're not filling these gaps, and when this 5th wave is over, we're going to come down and fill them. That's why I say I would rather fill them now and never come back to them. But the market's going to do what it wants to do. So the bull scenario is that somehow we ended down here, and everyone that follows my videos knows that I don't like it, but that doesn't mean that isn't true. It means that we created a leading diagonal here, that this 2 is possibly ended or is going to come deeper, and then we'll go up to the 3 that will take out that 1.618, we'll get a 4, and then a 5 way on up there. Okay? Now let's talk about this area right in here. Okay? Let's go down to the 8-hour. Okay, in my last video, we had the option of the 1-2-1-2 scenario. I made it very clear that if we passed over 45,150, that the 1-2-1-2 was highly probable that it would not be true anymore. Complete invalidation was breaking this high. And we did that. Now I want to go over one thing before I go on. When we made this very bullish correction right here, which is a running flat, I knew instantly because of that we were moving to the upside. I was able to close my short out in here, and I went long. I knew that we were going to break this. So I closed it out and I went long. These are the type of things that you will learn in my upcoming Discord. If you are interested in joining, there's a link in the description below. Send me an email. So with that said, I knew instantly, just from this one correction, that this was going to the upside, that we were going to get more upside. Now, let's talk about it on what is on the table right now. So we do have the possibility of still turning this into a W, an X, and a Y correction to the downside. What it means is that we've created ABC. You can pull your A wave from over here and make this first one a running flat. This is a B and a C. What we would create here is an A, B, C for the X wave. If we break the 1.618 sitting at 5560 on log scale, and we start consolidating above it, making, well, that was the ugliest correction ever, but making a correction up here above it, find support, we're going to get another wave up here to the 2.236. If this happens, and we are continuing more bullish to the upside, I'm going to be leaning towards that the 2 wave or the B wave ended here. And that what we've created is a 1, a 2, this would all be 3, 4, 5, and we would be headed up for those higher targets for the B wave or the bullish scenario that this is a wave 2. Okay? But we need to break this 1.618. We need to consolidate above it. We need another move to the upside that breaks this high. If we do that, I will be leaning bull, and I will be looking for a correction back to the downside for entry. We need to stay out of this A wave. We need to find support on top of it if this is going to happen. And I know I got a big mess going on here, and it's very hard to see. But I hope that was easy to understand. Okay? So that's the gist of it, guys. That is the gist of it. Okay? We have the potential to move to the upside, but we need to get above this 1.618, and we need to consolidate above it to get that last leg to the upside, and then I'll be looking for entry. We also can end our X wave here at the 1.618 or where we are at right now, and then head down for a Y. What we need, if this is going to happen, is a 5-wave move off of this Y. Always, always, when we end something to begin something, we need a 5-wave move. If we come up in a connector, as I call it, an ABC, then we're going to trend more to the downside. So always, always pay attention to how we come off the end of corrections. Okay? An example of that quickly, I'll give you an example here. I want to clear this up a little bit so you can see. When we got this move right here, that was a potential 5-wave move. That is what we need off the bottom of corrections to give us the potential of a 1, 2, 3. Okay? Which way am I leaning? At this very moment, whoops. At this very moment, I am leaning that we've made a corrective move, okay, and that this is a flat. I am leaning that way. But I'm not going to bury my head in the sand and not pay attention here if we get another correction, get a move up to the 1.618, okay, get another bullish correction, then game over, we're moving up and this is an impulse wave. Okay. We do have, let me get some of this off here. There we go. We do have bear divergence between this third and this fifth wave on the 4-hour time frame right here. Okay, very significant bearish divergence. And we also have a downward movement there with an upward movement there. So it's a very high probability that this move is over or soon to be over, with it also hitting corrective fib extensions. But like I said, if we can get over this resistance here, consolidate on top, another wave to the upside to the 1.618, consolidate on top, then I see us on our way up. Okay? But again, strong possibility this is an X wave. So pay attention here, guys. Don't get one-sided. And we cannot come back into this A wave territory. We need to stay out of this area right here. The top of it, basically. I'll move that on up. We need to stay out of this area if this is going to stay bullish. So that kind of gives you an idea, not financial advice, of where a stop loss could go. Okay, so let's move over to the alt requests that I had. The first one was XRP. XRP, this looks like a really nice 5-wave move. This could be a potential 1-2 over here. Potentially, but regardless of if this is a 1 and a 2, this is definitely a 5-wave move. What I see over here is this was a 3-wave move to the downside that looks like a W to me. This to the upside looks corrective. I see a middle correction in here for a connector. This first move was a 3-wave move and then up. This is an A wave, a 3-wave A wave, which gives us an A, B, and then I see us possibly making a C wave here to the upside. Let me pull a fib extension on this and tell you what is the minimum areas to watch for. Watch for the 618 first, which means this needs another hit to the high. 1-to-1 would be next, and then obviously these upper targets. This X wave can break the high. Or actually we could call it a B wave, not an X wave. Okay? So it's going to do one or two things. A, B, or X, or C, or Y. The only difference is Y comes down in 3, C comes down in 5. if we break $26.54, the X wave and the B wave come off the table. And this, I just didn't see it right, but I'm pretty confident in what I'm seeing here, that this was a three-wave move, this is a three-wave move, and we could potentially get a three-wave to the upside to get into the B, or this could end right here at the 1.618 or the 1-to-1, and then we come down for another wave. Because this looks so corrective in here is why I'm leaning this way. Okay. But we do have a 5-wave move here. And what starts with 5 should end with 5, meaning that this is either a wave 1, and that's kind of how I'm leaning, that this would be a wave 1, and that we're making some kind of 2 in here, and that we're going to get a big wave to the upside for 3, 4, 5. Now remember, this 2 can play around and be deep. We've seen how deep our 2s can come. Okay? But this definitely looks corrective in here. The next one was WRX. WRX looks really nice. I don't know if I have all of the data here. I did hunt around for some charts. We hit the 1.618 beautifully for a third wave. So this, to me, is a 1, 2. This was a 3. We're making 4. Or 4 is done. And we need that 5th to the upside. Now remember, 4 cannot come into our wave 1. We do not want that to happen. Same as Bitcoin, we need to stay up in here. Okay, let's move on down a little closer. See if we can see what's happening here. Okay, so let me take this off. Let's see if this leg has given a partner. It has not. We had this initial move to the downside. Then we had a 3-wave to the upside and a move to the downside that did not hit the minimum requirement of the 618. The same problem basically that we had in Bitcoin. This looks like a leading diagonal to me. So what I think we have in the middle here was a 3-wave A, 3-wave B. This was a C connector. And we need this partner, unfortunately. But with that said, we can hold the 618 here. Let's pan out. So A, B, and we're going to get a C or a Y. And we need to stay out of that wave 1 territory. This wave 1 territory. This looks like it needs to come down. But here's the thing. Bitcoin decides it's going to moon and it's going to give us the bullish scenario. Then it's just not going to hit the 618. And that's just the way it is. And This was the end instead of this being a B. This was the end down here for the fourth wave, right here. And this is the beginning. So breaking the bottom right here would be invalidation for this to be the start of something, of a wave 1, 2, and then this would give us a 3, 4, 5 like Bitcoin, the bull scenario of Bitcoin. But if we break this bottom, we're coming to the downside and giving the deeper partner leg. The next one was ADA. This looks like it was a possible 1. This was a 2 that did not break the bottom, came really close though. I wouldn't look at this wick. I think that's just a Kraken wick. So ADA is looking really nice. I see ADA as 1, 2. All of this is 3. The way we've broken the top here is very bullish. So we have the potential that we're going to turn this into a running flat where we never break that bottom. We get the 4 and then the 5 to the upside. If we break $4.36, this B wave is not a B wave. Okay? What will be is the 4 was here and we're going up for the 5th now. But this is an awfully short 4. Okay? It's awfully short in time compared to our 1. But it's possible. It's possible. Okay? So breaking $4.36 will invalidate the B, and at that point, we're going up for a 5th wave. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.